this is your girl Anique, and it is Chit Chat TV, where we have those hard conversations. If you don't have me on Chit Chat TV _ on the gram, what are you waiting on? Follow me, and I promise I'll follow back. And while you at it, hit the link in the bio.
Guys, we're ready to get into something. Listen, grab your coffees and your cups. Grab your juice. It's the evening. I don't know what you're sipping on, but it's a girl Chit Chat. We're going to have a very special interview. I don't know what y'all getting to, but let's get to something.
Hey guys, this is your girl Anique, and it is Chit Chat TV, where we have those hard conversations. If you don't have me on Chit Chat TV _ on the gram, what are you waiting on? Follow me, and I promise I'll follow back. And while you at it, hit the link in the bio.
Hey y'all, I hope everybody is doing well today. I have a special guest with us in the house. Okay, all right, Suzette, what's up, baby girl? Listen, I hope y'all realize that Dashi is back here. All right, just ensure that Dashi is back here. I don't know if she knows about Dashi, but we're going to introduce her, I guess, in a second. But for all my true supporters, when you come in, hit the like button. Okay, right away, hit that like button. Share the video, because Dashi is waiting for you to share, like, and subscribe. So good afternoon to all my chatters. Shayla, good afternoon. I guess we're going to have a special conversation today. And Shayla, I think you will benefit a lot from this conversation. And today we have a special guest with us. I have a very dear friend to me. Go by my baby girl, Tori. Tori, introduce yourself to the people however you feel fit.
Hello, everyone. I'm Tori Marie, and I'm a model. I'm 32 years old. I live in New York State, so I also work for the state at a university in parking and transportation. And I also do MMA. And I am also here for our main talk, to talk about my life with autism.
All right. I just wanted her to introduce herself as she would. Suzette, what's up, girl? I hope you're doing well today.
Hey.
Listen, guys, the conversation of autism is a conversation that's had. Everybody is not really aware of different spectrums and how lives are affected, or mothers and family members, having to deal with, children that is autistic or may have, symptoms of autism or undiagnosed things in their lives like autism. So today I just brought Tori on because Tori is an autistic woman. She was diagnosed at a very younger age. And it has not stopped her life. Tori said earlier she a model. Listen, she work a full-time job. She ain't in no special needs. Yeah. But we're going to break it down for you guys today. And we're going to take it a little bit back. So, guys, hello, the Palace. My son had autism. He is 4 years old. I live in New York. So before we do all that, guys.
Hey, neighbors of us are from Buffalo, New York.
All right. So what I'm gonna do, guys, I'm gonna pin the link for you guys, so you guys can when you have any questions. Shayla, I think this is your moment, girl. Remember, guys, you don't have to be on camera. You can always take the camera part off, and you can speak just through the mic. However, I want you guys to feel open to have this conversation. So I'm going to share the link for you guys today. I hope everybody is doing well. Listen, I'm drinking a little bit of apple cider. What would you get? Apple cider. Okay.
Healthy.
So, guys, I wanted this conversation today to be very authentic and natural. And I said to Tori, like, you don't have to come directly to me because we have the link. That's the way to get in,
Right.
But then Tori insisted on being present, wanting to, be here, and me having that authentic connection with her for this interview. And I said, you know what? I think this is a great idea. I usually like to have my guests at the house, but since I've been using the stream,
right.
I literally been so lazy about having people here.
I see how she does her thing here. I love it though. Yeah.
Okay, we ain't gonna talk about. So guys, remember, Dashi is back here. Make sure y'all say hello to Dashi. And I broke my nail, so don't judge me. I broke my nail. It is what it is. It was horrific. Okay, let's not even get into that. Emwit, good afternoon. So, good afternoon to
Good
everyone
afternoon,
again.
everybody.
We want to get into some things about this autism conversation. I know you guys that support me already know, some of you that knows that, I have a family member who's autistic. And I often bring him up in different videos I've done as reference sake. And I talk about different levels I've seen him go from when he was younger and everything like that. From he was little, the things that he was into, and the signs that he exudes. So I wonder if Tori, because I watched my little cousin grow up. He's 18 now. He's in school. He's always in school. We never take him out of school, and he has went through a traumatic situation, but he's doing well. So he's living his best life. We don't limit him to anything. We don't stop him from doing anything. So Tori, you are diagnosed autistic, right?
Yes.
And at what age?
I was diagnosed at 2 years old.
That's a very young age, guys. Somebody said in the chat, let me put that comment on the screen right here. My son has autism. He is 4 years old. I live in New York. Good afternoon, Miss Pearl. And she said 2 years old. That's not too far apart from 4. So you were very, very young.
Yes.
Tell us about your journey as far back as you can remember, or as young as you can remember, where did you feel like you were different than other kids?
So let's, go way back to like up to the diagnosis. So according to my mother, I had to do little interviews with her of stuff that I didn't remember growing up, because I did a public speech. I did a public speech in college about my life with autism. So that was kind of like around the time I was coming open, like when I was 19. And that was something I didn't talk about growing up. So, whoops. Anyways, so up to like a newborn, I was like a normal baby. I was very, verbal, like happy, I guess, like a normal infant. Then I got my immunization shots, the shots you get as an infant. Some people get like the measles and whatever, all those immunizations. Once I got those, I cried for 10 hours that same night with my sister. She watched me. Apparently, I got ear infections. Then I started acting like something was off. And especially being at like 2 years old up to then, that's when they're like, okay, we got to look into this more. Went to physicians, psychiatrists, and I actually have the paperwork archived away somewhere of them diagnosing me with the way I played with toys. It was like a couple day evaluation type thing where I had to go there and they like evaluated me, how I communicated, how I played with toys. That's kind of how they would test you in that way. And I know there's different type of testings, because surprisingly, there are people, adults nowadays, that message me knowing about, having autism. They'll be like, I have issues with mental health. I'm wondering if I have autism, at adult ages. And it's crazy. Like some adults actually get diagnosed later on.
So pretty much, a lot of people can be walking around here and have disabilities undiagnosed. And yes. I think that is proven
and
already.
And a lot of disabilities are invisible. Like you wouldn't know that someone has it. Especially with autism, those are one of the developmental disabilities that is kind of that is invisible. Like you would never know. And a lot of times autistic people, like every autistic person I know, even me myself personal, they are very intelligent. It's just some of us have issues with communication, being verbal back. So that's why you have to turn the verbiage around when you say a child is nonverbal. That also is meaning they're not taking in the verbiage. So you want to say they're non-speaking.
Yeah. I was talking about that with her earlier, and I was saying, they're really trying to change a lot of the wording because a lot of it is very offensive.
And I'm learning too with my wording that I'm offending some people in the community with like some of the wording, just with how I grew up, with how wording was. Like I had Asperger's, which if you look on Google and if you look on like medical sites, that's technically not even a term anymore. they're trying to eliminate that word, and like the PDD, autism, and all the other like ones that are linked. You're just autistic or you're not autistic. So
So let me ask you. All right, coming up in school, so you was diagnosed at age 2, and
mhm.
everything. And what can you remember about going to school with being with other peers, communicating, doing
Yes.
sports? What was it like?
So, I remember back when I was in like pre-K ages, I was going to like heritage center schools, which is for the disabled, which there's all types of people that had disabilities that were attending those schools. And they'd also do like camps and stuff. I did that stuff as I grew up after going to the school. But then my mom wanted to get me more into like exclusive learning, like with like we're to school with my sisters. They went to a Montessori school in Buffalo, so I ended up going there in like kindergarten up, and I had to take occupational therapy, speech and stuff in my younger ages. And then they saw that I like was excelling in some work, but then I had some troubles when it came down to like taking exams. Like when I was put on the spot having to do something and like you're getting graded, that's when I had trouble. So they would put me into like exam rooms during an exam and let me take my time, like take longer time for testing. And I did that up to like high school, early college.
All right. So before we go further, let's read a little bit of the comments because we got some people
Yeah.
with some relatability here.
Hmm.
Someone said my son was diagnosed at 18 months. Another person says I am his voice, love him dearly. I make sure he live his best life. We should be going to Jamaica tomorrow. Oh man, have fun with that.
Oh, have fun. I
Ah,
want to go to Jamaica
yes.
so bad.
Another person said, I love your topic today. I have 2 sons with autism. And another person says, yes, my baby is nonverbal, but very smart. Him take me for a fool all the time.
Mm,
Oh my God. We are really grateful to have Tori here once again, guys. We're gonna pull up for a second her profile just so you can see some of her work and stuff like that.
yeah.
So guys, keep the comments coming. So Tori, while you was in school, was learning harder for you? Was it harder for you to understand stuff?
It wasn't more like understanding stuff. It was more like I don't know, just like I would get anxiety being in a bigger setting sometimes, or like it was hard to understand with certain teachers, like ones that were like, like most of us would have trouble with. The teacher that just was like, ba 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 ba, not making the class interesting.
So
I
you
mean,
had
I
to be
noticed
stimulated.
it.
You had to be stimulated.
Yeah.
Because autistic kids, believe it or not, guys, listen, believe it or not, autistic kids learn differently. Sometimes they are stimulated by toys, they're stimulated
And
by
that is like
action.
tactile defenses. Some autistic people don't like to get hugged or touched right away. Like some
Ooh,
have that.
yes. I dealt with that with my little cousin.
That's
He's not like
tactile
that
defenses.
anymore.
I had that issue as a kid when I was in my very younger ages, but nowadays it's like not so bad. So
Well, my cousin, like I shared with you guys before, he had a stage where he
mm,
definitely didn't want to be touched. And he had this stage where he started touching on us, our skin,
yeah.
and it felt something important
And
to him.
like I would learn in
Yeah.
occupational therapy, like have brushes on you and like stimulate them.
Yes.
And then I don't know if you know the stimmy, like some wail their hands. I used to do a lot of that when I was younger too. Now that I know there's people, what I would just start moving my feet a lot, and I'd be looking away. They'd be like, "Are you good?" And
They
I'm like,
get
"Yeah."
they get bored
And
easily.
I do that nowadays. I move my feet up and down. I don't know, kind of like
Guys,
rocket.
remember we are here on live and we have Dashi and we are
That
having an
shit.
interesting conversation. Remember we have Dashi in the back. All right, we are on live and we have Dashi in the back. Don't forget to say hi to Dashi. All right, so guys, we're moving forward. So all right, basically, autistic kids learn different. So when you were doing tests or little quizzes and stuff, were you in classrooms separately than the other kids, or were you combined with them
Um,
at
you
some
know, it's
point?
funny. At younger age, I was kind of separate, but then when I was in like high school, there were other people that had to do that, and then there were people I was in the same room that needed the test read to them. They had a verbally hear it, and it was with other disabilities, not just autism. It was other disabilities too. That some people are just they're not visual learners, but they're uh verbal or hearing learning. Yeah, hearing.
Well,
Yeah.
my little cousin, it's a lot. It's a lot. He's not nonverbal, first and foremost. He's not deaf, thank God. He speaks. However, he has a speech impediment.
Yeah.
And his verbalizing is not as clear as even yours.
Right.
All right, so moving forward, guys. Thank you once again for tuning in. This is your girl, Anik, and it is Chit Chat Equals over here. We have those hard talk, real talk conversations. Listen, don't forget to like and share this live. If you're here interestingly and you have not hit that like button, why you do it?
Yes.
That's it.
Share.
Why
share,
you do it?
Share live.
All right, we got some mothers in here that are relating because they have kids, one or two or more that are autistic, and we just want this life to go out to the pertinent people that are affected by this, knowing that they're not alone and that your child can grow up to be a great man, a great woman, just as intellectual as Tori is. She didn't let autism stop her. So tell me about high school. Talk to me about high school. I know high school is be crazy. Talk to me about high school.
I went to middle early college in high school, which was actually kind of new when I was entering. It's in Buffalo, New York, and there's other middle colleges along the United States. Like there's one in New York City and whatnot. But anyways, it's a 5-year program. You basically do your high school stuff and that, but you have to give up your summers the first couple years to do all your gyms, like to get all your gym credits done within like the first 2 years. And you get your high school diploma plus your associate's degree if you go through the whole 5-year thing. And I was one of the only ones out of like 10, 15 that graduated with their associates in the class because it was new. And, everything is growing as time goes on. Like they moved around. Now they're near another big high school in Buffalo, but they're downtown originally and they're remodeling, I guess. But yes, that helped me a lot. And yeah.
So let's read a couple of the comments here because they're rolling and my son cries if the wind blows. He's 6 and my 3-year-old has to touch you as if he's sharing powers. He won't speak, just touch and smile. Aww.
That is so beautiful.
Next person says, I wish we had more views on the topic so people can stop judging. Yes, but guys, sometimes important topics don't get the views. But if you share the live, someone else will get. And
sometimes it's a matter of people being able to open up and talk about it too. Because like me, it took me until my older teen years to be able to talk about my autism. I didn't like to talk about it in my high school and grammar school years.
Someone says I'm 40 and I've struggled all my life. I believe I'm autistic.
See, adults like believe it later and like it's crazy.
Absolutely. Shout out to Stephanie in the chat. Big up yourself, Lady Luscious, Mama Glow, everyone that is coming in, Fly Girl and everyone. I don't want to miss you, Shirley. And just know that this is an important topic. 5 of my grandsons are autistic. We have at least 4 or 5 people in the chat that is dealing.
Bless up, Stephanie. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Another person says, so many autistic kids are placed in schools that do not have the train, and in no time, parents have to be requesting provider transfer.
You know what? Story time.
Go ahead.
Actually brings the topic.
Go ahead.
Like I said, I went to Heritage Center schools. There's autistic people with other like disabilities, arm, whatnot, like the other ones. And I was picking up traits at those schools at a young age. Like, for example, someone will throw a tantrum or like have a really bad day. I was picking up those type of traits because I was younger, and then they were having like people way older than me in these type of special schools. They were just putting like at all different ages. That's inclusive learning. Exclusive learning is when you put someone in a normal school, maybe they get some extra resources in the school to help them a little more versus being in the full class setting. There are ways to do that. You just have to open your mouth and do that because there's old laws back in history that they can't leave like anyone with disabilities behind. They can go to normal schools. They can't just tell them, oh, you got to go to this school. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no discrimination.
Yeah, exactly.
They're trying to have a lot more inclusivity right now in our society. And so why even in the stores, they make accommodations for whether you are disabled physically or just mentally.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, guys, people are not sensitive.
You know, back in history days,
Go ahead.
what they thought autistic parents of autistic people,
Mm-hmm.
you know what they would do as they diagnosed the children back in like the 50s, 40s, 30s? they say it's the parents' fault because the kids would be nonverbal, not looking. They would blame the parents. They would blame the parents and then put them in asylums and stuff like that.
I know that back in the day, that people that were disabled,
and they like
up,
you. I don't know if you know Temple
crazy.
Grandin. There's a movie about her on HBO. You got to watch that because like she made the squeeze machine that stimulated for like autistic people, but it was originally to stimulate cows like in the farms to calm them down before you took them to do whatever their line. But yeah, she made like a squeeze machine, and my mom actually met her at a conference when I was a kid. My mom used to go to conferences with my cousin's mother, like my cousin, like she's my second cousin, and her son has autism. He's older than me, nonverbal, but he's very intelligent. He's just not as verbal, like doesn't do complete sentences all the time like that, like in a conversational way, but he can verbally talk and like, it's just different. Everyone's different. It really like.
Someone says I have 5 grandchildren and 29 grandchildren. One of my sons has 20 children and 5 of his sons are autistic. Another person said I've tried but getting nowhere with it. I'm 59 years old.
You just got to keep going. And you know what my mom did that helped me? Don't get on meds from pharmaceuticals. Get that out the window. Get vitamins. B6, B12. It's okay, girl. B6, B12, magnesium, papaya, vitamins, like healthy vitamins. That's what my mom used to have to give me when I would have dairy and gluten, which is like poison to autistic people when they consume that. It like kind of messes with the brain activity to eliminate them to doing those kind of social skills that we lack already. So, yeah.
All right, guys. So we're going to take a break for a second. Please grab your coffee. We're going to get some more juice. Give my friend here a moment. And guys, come on right back in about 30 seconds.
Hey guys, this is your girl Anique, and it is Chit Chat TV, where we have those hard conversations. If you don't have me on Chit Chat TV _ on the gram, what are you waiting on? Follow me, and I promise I'll follow back. And while you at it, hit the link in the bio. Hey guys, this is your girl Anique, and it is Chit Chat TV, where we have those hard conversations. If you don't have me on Chit Chat TV _ on the gram, what are you waiting on? Follow me, and I promise I'll follow back. And while you at it, hit the link in the bio.
Hi guys, we're back. Okay, let's take us a little break here. Make sure Tori's good. I'm good. All right. So we are on a roll, and the comments is coming in. Oh, look at that! Look at that! Someone else says sensory blankets are wonderful for my son. Another person says they are very organized, but you cannot plan a day without letting them know beforehand. Oh my gosh! Some of them though, if you tell them ahead of time, they drive you crazy. Another person says he come a long way from wearing a helmet to honor roll. Oh my God!
See,
put it on the screen.
Pin him.
Another person says, Shirley, have you talked to your? Put it on the screen. Have you talked to your doctor? Think that's the first step. If they're not listening to you, try changing your doctor. I know waiting lists are long, but they should not ignore you. Let me see. All right.
What vitamin she said? Okay.
All right. Someone go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
All right. Wait. Somebody says, guys, I want to make sure all of you get heard. And Tori has so much to pour into you. She got so much. We got a hot minute.
We're gonna get to the comments first, and then I'm gonna list. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna answer you. Who was it? Yeah,
that's Fly Girl.
Nova.
She said, put it on the screen
Nova.
Right here.
No, Nova's the one.
Right,
she want to know about the vitamins. So I'm gonna answer that as soon as we get after these comments.
Go ahead, answer Nova. Can somebody tell what vitamins she said to take?
Vitamins B6, B12, magnesium, papaya, or DMG, the little pill, and you could put under the tongue, let it dissolve. And when I was younger, I'm not gonna lie, you might run into this that your kids will be scared to swallow pills. And that's okay. You can even put a little into like food and stuff without them knowing. My mom had to do that. But those are vitamins. It's not like you're putting pharmaceutical or any of that crap from the pharmacies and big pharma, and you're not doing that stuff. Try to steer away from the like prescriptive pills. Try to stick with vitamins because it's natural and everything is based on our like mind and the digestive system. So use natural remedies and vitamins to do that. That's what helped me. I mean, I'm just trying to give advice of what helped me, and it will probably benefit for other people.
Yeah. And even though we know that every spectrum is different,
yes,
guys, we're not telling you,
and it might not just happen overnight where you're going to be good like that. It takes time and it takes patience. You as parents and people have to be patient. And I don't blame people that are losing patience sometimes, because as I grew up, my sisters babysat me, my older sisters, and like they were kind of physical with me sometimes, but that's not really their fault because they were younger and like things were new with like autism and like what what I'm saying? Like they were just, I don't know. It just happens, but don't. It doesn't make an excuse to keep doing it all the time. It's not like they did it all the time and beat me and whatever. It was just at times when I had my bad like tantrum moments when I was younger. Like they throw my ass in the bedroom and they block your ass. Okay, I'm holding this door until you calm down a little bit.
Somebody says, let her talk
Excuse
about
my
eating
language.
habits.
I'm sorry. I don't like to swear.
You're fine. You're good. Somebody says, what about eating habits? My son only want McDonald's, but he will eat popcorn, patty, and donuts.
I love that too. That's the thing. I hated the non-gluten diet and non-dairy diet. My mom tried that with me. It was not happening. I loved chocolate, sweets, McDonald's, because, McDonald's used to advertise those toys like, oh, the Rugrats toys or the Disney or Beanie Baby toys back when we were kids. And that's how they draw kids in. They still do it nowadays, especially on the Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network channels. They probably put McDonald's toys on there to advertise to go to McDonald's, tell your parents to take you. Yeah, that's all that really is, okay? And then it tastes good to them. That's how they get you.
Listen, you ain't telling me nothing about McDonald's, because my little cousin, don't tell him you're getting McDonald's. It's over. If you tell that little boy he getting McDonald's.
So that's the thing. When if you're gonna give him McDonald's and stuff, then that's whenever I would eat the foods that were not so good for me, my mom would try to get me to take those vitamins. So it would break the food down and help break the food down, because it doesn't break down properly without those vitamins and that support to do that.
Okay, so we're moving forward. There's a lot of comments coming. One of my son's eating habit is horrible. All he eats is random noodles, nuggets, fries, and cereal.
Yeah.
Ooh. So
it's hard. You just gotta flavor things. Like I learned to cook as I was younger, and I used to eat whatever I wanted. My mom called me tapeworm Tori because I ate like it was no tomorrow. And then as I got a little older, in my like turning 30s and stuff, that don't sit well. That you're gonna get bigger as you keep eating, because the metabolism slows down. So that's when I started going hard with my fitness, and I've been doing mixed martial arts for a couple of years now, training. So, yeah.
So let's get a little bit into that. So, all right. So we talked about school, and some of the little bit of challenges that potentially existed there. Now you're moving on in life. You're working a regular job. When you go into a job, do you go in there representing autism, or do you just go in as a regular person, which is what we call inclusivity?
As a regular person, and there's some people at work that follow me like on my social platforms, and then they learn, when I talk about my autism, and then they'll ask and I'll talk about it with some people. But it's not like I'm there and I'm like, hey, I'm Tori and I'm autistic. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that. Like I'm living normal life. I'm not trying to be funny or nothing.
Girl, that is hilarious, and I love it.
But,
that is hilarious.
But I'm not sitting there and just,
You're not sitting and letting autism be what governs you, what defines you. Autism is just a part of your life.
Autism kind of at the same time like define me.
Tell me about that. Tell me about it.
Saying?
Tell me about how it defines you.
Because autism, it needs acceptance. Not so much awareness, because a lot of people know what it is now. It's good for some people to learn more about it, but we want to feel accepted, despite having autism.
So, all right. Do you feel accepted in life now where you are?
Yes, I do for the most part because, I don't use like my autism as like an excuse, but I do mention to people sometimes that I have it, but it's,
So,
I don't
guys,
use it as like a shield to, like, if I'm doing something wrong, if I'm
yeah.
going through it, I don't say, hey, well, I'm just autistic. I'm not putting it in like a negative light to like put negative attention on it because,
Let me tell you guys this. When people say you don't let something define you, what it means is this, particularly when it comes to any level of disability, people tend to focus on that. Normally, if you go outside and somebody's in a wheelchair being pushed down the street randomly, and if you see another person across the street just walking randomly, why is it that our eyes will be turned to the person in the wheelchair quicker than it is the person that's walking down the street? And that's the point. When you go outside, nothing that you have, that a diagnosis, a physical disability, a mental disability, whatever it may be, should not define you. Nobody should look at you and be like, well, because you have autism, you're lower. No, I'm the same. I'm the same as a person across the street. And that's the idea there. So let's move a little forward. You live a regular life. You told them you were a model. How did you get into modeling? And tell me about that journey. Do you still model?
Okay, yes, I do. So I started actually modeling back in 2015, like started building my portfolio back when I was like 25 years old. And actually just a little before that, and then I really started getting into like runway and stuff. It's a funny story. I was actually at a show that you walked in and I was vending at. And once upon a time, I was vending makeup, and then I was ended up doing makeup for some people, even though I wasn't that experienced. But okay, moving forward. Ever since then, I just started getting into shows and networking and learning, and yeah.
Listen, I've walked
So,
in
yeah.
many shows with this girl. Okay, all right.
We know what we talking about that one.
You listen. Do you remember the first time you met me?
Yeah.
I don't even know if I remember the first time. Was it at a show?
Who?
Was it at a show?
Yes.
All right. So, do you want to share a funny story about a show that you attended with me?
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. The one that some coordinator was yelling the whole time at everybody. I end up doing makeup for people. A mom washes the makeup off the one girl she wanted no makeup on. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Listen, what me I said people is, we be going through it.
And then a few weeks later, the coordinator asked, hey, I have a bill due for the show. Can you guys help? And should I ask the models? Ignore. We're just leaving it there.
Oh my gosh. See, we be going through it. Somebody says, did you learn to drive? My grandson is 15 and he's autistic.
Yes, I drive.
She drove here, baby.
And guess what? But you know what? I didn't start driving until I was 26. I got my license. So, and you know what? It was kind of like a fear thing I had. I was practicing driving, years back and stuff, but I had an ex that had a 87 Firebird Trans Am, and yeah, that kind of like traumatized me for a little bit because it was a big old like Knight Rider car. I don't know if you ever saw the show Knight Rider. Any old school people? I don't know. That's what
I don't know what a Knight Rider is.
I don't know. It's like the Batman car or whatever it looks like. I don't know, but that's what it looked like literally.
She drive. People, she drive.
I drive.
Somebody says a lot of people have ADHD and autism and don't even know it.
Yes.
Autism is a big spectrum. Back home, they would say you're bad, but lack of knowledge is a sin.
Yes.
So basically, people don't always are not always aware, lacking in understanding and knowledge, and not talking and communicating with each other. Like guys, we're sitting here having fun. We just chit-chatting away naturally. We don't care. This is just our energy.
Like if you go to a physician, you're probably not going to get the same results that you're going to want because they're going to tell you the medical aspect of it, and it's more than that.
All right.
It's just more than a medical aspect. It's a developmental disability spectrum. Spectrum means it can fall into any line. It's a big line, and you can fall on any little speck of that line.
My God, I can only imagine. I'm gonna show people a little bit about you. I'm going to share a little screen for them because they might not understand how beautiful you are. Oh. So, guys, let's take a moment, and I'm just going to give you guys a little bit of highlight about Tori here and stuff that she be doing. You know what I'm saying, guys? All right. Let me put it on the screen for y'all. This is one of her model pics. All right. Let me see. That's one of her model pics right there. All right. Somebody's, let me see. Big up yourself. Everybody coming in the chat.
Yeah.
Remember to share the live, like the live. All right. Let me check. Let me
Share,
check
share,
over on YouTube because
share.
I know it don't be accurate over here as it is over there.
Oh, you're on YouTube too. I forgot about that.
I'm on YouTube
I
and
know.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, people.
See, I'm trying to get my stuff up. I'm trying to get on my Snapchat up. Like, I'm almost at 1,000, so I can go live. And hopefully that's my goal to start tomorrow.
Let's see some of the work you do. Let's put some of this on the screen here for the people to see. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Let's take a look at your profile here. This is her page. Tori Marie. Let's see some of the work you do.
That wasn't the greatest picture.
Well, it might not be, but that's
because I went from doing a shoot.
This was us at an event.
Yep,
At an event.
I was lit, girl. They had me
Let's
walk.
see.
Remember, they had us walk in it. They're like, "You guys walk," and they're like,
Tori don't
intermission.
care. Tori don't care. Tori always.
I was
just
walking
do her
and they
thing.
almost kicked us out because we kept going outside.
Child,
That's
Liz,
funny.
I'm not worried about it. But I just want you to know, Tori doesn't care. She
I
lives
don't.
her life to the fullest.
I do.
She's a beautiful young lady.
And we
she
mean,
always
and
does her
I
thing.
had some people with me, so yeah.
Yeah.
You were there, and then we ended up going to see our
All
great friend.
right.
Niece, I love her.
All right. So we got some work, and we got some beauty. We got some love.
Yeah.
That's why the people don't follow Tori. If you ever want to
Go
find
on my
her,
Insta,
find.
and I'm Snappy Chappy.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Let me print it off the screen for y'all. Yeah, that's a little something. And she has so much other work all over. She's all over. She do her thing. She don't, she's not the type of person that's shy. That's why she over here over talking me and me over talking her. Because she ain't shy. And don't forget that Dashi's in the back. I didn't hear nobody say hi to Dashi. Una Bright. Ease over, let them see Dashi because it's okay. Dashi's right there. Get it together, people. How dare you come in the chat here and not say nothing to Dashi? You can't treat Dashi like this. Dashi built this platform.
Right. Okay, Dashi.
All right, guys. So moving forward. All right. So you model, you work, and you have a regular job. What is it like going to work every day as a person that you say you're autistic? Is it like frustrating to keep a regular 40-hour week job?
It's just like anybody else would feel. Like, you have your good days and your bad days, I'm not a lazy person that sits around and makes excuses. Like, I work hard at my job, so yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about that.
And I do parking and transportation at my work at University of Buffalo.
Guys, let's talk about that and the reason I ask this is some of you may not understand that everybody that's autistic is not low functioning. You would be considered very high functioning. Mm-hmm. So she's living an independent life in the community like anyone else. There's other people that are autistic on a certain spectrum, and they're not able to sit back and keep a job, paying the bills, have a good relationship, successful life, model, and do all these things and awareness in their life because they are not capable of survival. You have all the survival skills. I see you work all the time. I see you do your thing. I see you go through even through the hard times, and you come out, you beautiful woman. You take care of yourself. You're healthy. You smell good. And this flies getting on.
Sorry, that smell. That bio onion funyun. No, not me.
So you're doing your thing. So she's very high functioning. So it's an encouragement.
Yes.
For the mothers out there, your children will grow. And I'll tell you, my little cousin, he definitely was lower. He's higher functioning now. Anything you tell him to do, take a shower, do this, do that. He does it. He knows how to take the garbage out. He knows how to get himself dressed. He's just, a little bit more behind than the person typically his age. So guys, are you enjoying the interview? I just want to know. Grab your coffees and grab your cups, because we're going to have a little extra something for y'all today. Ask your question in the chat, and I want you guys to ensure to hit the link or call in if you want to speak to Tori or anything you would like to say. And don't forget to hit that like button. I just want you guys to know that it is not, when you're diagnosed with something, it is not something that, has to stop you from moving forward in life. Some people, it seems like they can't move on and they walk around, but this is an example of a person who walks around, drives around, and is independent, has not let it define her entire life, but yet walks boldly in that she's autistic, is not afraid to say, hey, we can have that intellectual conversation about this. Maybe you're uneducated, but I'm an autistic person. So thank you for coming on Chit Chat TV today.
Thank you for having me.
Like, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Really appreciate it. So guys, it is your girl Anique, and if you have any more questions, put it in the chat. We'll give you guys a few minutes. Yeah. But we have something special. We'll be back in a little bit. Okay. All right. So guys, I really want to thank all the mothers that are in the chat that felt very open today. You had so many great responses, Tori.
Right.
You had so many questions, and I want you to be encouraged on your journey. And as you grow in everything, I know success is on the way. I know it's already here. I know you're going to get more. Yep. You know, I've seen you, succeed in so many things, and you don't allow yourself to be limited. So I want to encourage the autistic kids out there and mothers that are struggling with their autistic kids. Do not let it frustrate you. I know sometimes it's hard.
You.
Keep going.
Be patient.
Yeah.
Basically, patience is key. Just like it is in general in life.
Anything else you would like to really tell the audience before we end the live, particularly because it's about you, and I want you to leave a heartfelt message to the viewers today?
Yeah, so I'm actually working on a book that I will be publishing in the next year or the following year, depending on the speed of the project. But we already got the beginning stages done. It's already been started and kind of written out. So trying to complete some of, pick up the completion in this fall. So I'm very excited for that. And then also I will be, talking more about my stories more in detail on my TikTok. So if you want to add me, it's Tori Marie at TORRIMARIE. So yeah,
type it in the chat.
I'm going to type it. Yeah, put it here.
Type it in the chat.
All right. So whoops. That is Snapchat.
All right. So that's her Snapchat right there.
And then my Instagram is Tori Marie 620. So I'll do IG. Oops. No. My bad, girl.
Oh, you could.
Oops, it's not. I'm a typist.
All right, guys. So that is her. This one posted is her TikTok, and this one is her IG.
Did I type it right?
Look at the screen right here.
Okay, yep. But it's with I was supposed to put the at first. I don't know.
Yeah, they'll know.
They'll know. Okay.
So it's
just make sure you do the at first. You can't see it.
So it's Tori Marie 620 for Instagram, and for TikTok, is it the same thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, no, it's
Tori Marie.
Just Tori Marie without 620.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
All right, guys. So you can follow her on her journey, and I thank you guys today on a Sunday tuning in with your girl Chit Chat TV. Hope y'all doing well. Bye.
Hey guys, this is your girl Anique, and it is Chit Chat TV, where we have those hard conversations. If you don't have me on Chit Chat TV _ on the gram, what are you waiting on? Follow me, and I promise I'll follow back.